live right here from the Valley in Los Angeles at Hookah Junkie Lounge. Now, I decided to go live today for one purpose and one purpose alone, and that is to show off the new ARKA Cocos by yours truly. We're gonna get into that in a moment. Right now, I'm gonna take a break, set up a couple of things, grab a bowl, go over what we're gonna be doing until some people join in. Hopefully, a lot of people join in tonight. And if not, this video will be uploaded and posted officially, so you guys could see what performance tier coconut coals can do for you in your session and improve not only flavor, longevity, and cleanliness of flavor, but also offer a hassle-free session for you because that's what these coals were chosen and designed for. All right, give me a moment, guys. Let me gather my things and we get started. As you can see right behind me is Hookah Junkie Lounge's array of Tangiers. You guys can check out the flavors that they have. Hey, how's it going? Thanks for joining in. And we'll get going. Just give me a moment and we're going to get started momentarily. All right, guys?
Remember how we had that little mesh thing in there? This is how it's going to be. Instead of that little mesh, this is what it's going to be. No, it's still the mesh, but that's the actual one. You're using that one for
So leave 3 just in case.
Yeah, start off with 3 and then I'll
See how it goes and then adjust. All right, guys. All right. I am here. How's it going? I hope you guys are ready to get started. Step one, we're gonna need to pack a bowl. I have an ARKA Tempest in the lavender, in the Pyrenees lavender color, right here. There's again, I told you guys before, but Hookah Junkie Lounge has ARKA Tempest bowls all around. They also have alpaca bowls and some others, depending on what their customers want and prefer. But as standard, they use the Tempest. And we also have the charcoal. The charcoal I'll put fresh as we need it. Now, I want to go over this for a moment. If you guys can see this particular box, this is from my patio in my townhouse. And I have a nice big balcony out there, and that's where my hookah station is at home. And if you guys could see how beat up this box is, just a testament to my dedication of testing everything properly, thoroughly, and correctly. Because what I like to do is I always, after I test everything in a preliminary fashion, what I do is I go back to it and I let something sit for months in the worst conditions possible. In this case, under rain, humidity, sunny weather, all sorts of weather conditions that just been outside. I've never brought them inside. And after like many months of this, I go back and I double check to see how it performs, if it performs up to par or not. Now, this particular box, I haven't done that yet, but I don't know. I'm considering maybe today doing this. So we'll see how it does. And also, I I'm really trying to figure out the Instagram live because I don't see it full screen, and I don't know why it's on full screen. But I don't know. It's my inexperience with YouTube. I'm sorry, YouTube live. But I'm just gonna continue. Can you guys, if you guys could tell me if everything is if you guys see the full vertical or if you only see like a square, I don't know what's showing on the live exactly. If you guys could help me out with that, so that would be great. Other than that, yeah, let's pack a bowl. So we're gonna be doing Tangiers today. We're gonna be doing cane mint of a nice big container of, and we're gonna keep it simple by doing simply 2005 blueberry. Yo, Tower One, thank you for being here. Vertical foot, like you see, like my body and stuff, or because I don't with black on left and right, you see a square. So it's just a square. It's not long ways. I'm just trying to figure out what is actually showing and what's not. You know what I mean? Like, because I genuinely have very little experience with this. But we're just gonna be doing 2005 blueberry with Cayman, something simple, nothing special, and just focused on the coals rather than anything in particular with the flavors or the mix or anything like that. So in order to pack the bowl, I'm gonna use my fancy gimbal here so you guys can actually see the boom. Okay, there we go. We're in business now. So we're gonna throw in some cane mint right now. And some 2005 blueberry. Dump it out, mix it up. You guys know this. You guys have seen me do this thousands of times. And then go to back. Remember, guys, to perform a proper dense pack, you need to start with a fluff pack. You do a fluff over pack, and you go as high as you need to, depending on the size, the width, and the depth of the bowl. Of course, with larger bowls, you go higher. With medium-sized bowls like this, you only go like half an inch above the rim, like I'm doing. And then use your fingers to just get it to a nice light dense pack, slight under pack, massage it in so it's as evenly distributed as possible. And at this point, the pack is essentially done. We're just polishing it up, making sure it's nice and evenly distributed, and there aren't any areas that are sticking out or any areas that are uneven or anything like that. Okay, nice and easy. And yeah, a little suggestion for the ARKA Tempest specifically. What you want to do is you want the grooves to have airflow kind of areas like passageways. So you could just kind of open it up with your fingers right here, following the grooves. Just so you could allow the grooves and the technology that I've created, that I've implemented into the bowl to do its job ideally. And voila, we are done. That's the pack, 10 years in a Tempest, okay? Let me wash my hands real quick and I'll be back. All right, guys, for foil, we're gonna use standard 40 micron hookah foil. Now, you guys know I don't really recommend this foil for hookah sessions, but that's what we have here, so that's what we're gonna use. I believe this is Coco Earth brand. I'm not sure. Looks like it. It's a roll. And they tore. That was unexpected because it's so thick. Let's try again. You guys want to see this? I don't know if you guys. I'll go a little more gentle this time. No, I just always like to stop and it's like it doesn't make me feel right, you know what I mean? I know, like, jeez, he tore again. I don't know, guys. Maybe I'm a little bit rusty today, or maybe I'm just rushing. There we go. There's also why I prefer using 2 sheets of like thinner foil, because together they're a little bit more resilient. Too late. Should be good enough. Alright, guys. Good? Not good? You guys tell me how I did. I don't know. So now the question is, guys, do I use the beat up coals to make a point, but I don't know how they're actually going to perform, or should I use a new set of coal? We'll see. How about we put both sets on the grill, and then we could decide which ones we're going to use after. How do you guys feel about that? Okay. So if you guys don't know, those of you just joining in, I have an old beat up box that I left outside in my balcony in my townhouse for the last 6 or 7 months. Now there's obviously I haven't taken care of this box. There's like burn marks. There's heat marks from being next to the grill. I don't know if you can see that. And it's obviously been, beaten up and not cared for a long time. And this is how I've told you guys that I test product. When I have hookahs, I test this. I test them by, leaving them in water for extended periods of time to see if they rust too quickly, or if they're aluminum, if they corrode too quickly. Things like that. In the same way, I do the same thing with coals, where with coals, I like to see, what happens when they're held in, unconventional and imperfect conditions. So let's see how they do, and maybe I'll use them, maybe I won't. I have no clue, but we'll go from there. Okay. Now follow me. We're gonna go ahead and get the coals on. So I'm gonna grab this. Wow, just ripped off. Jeez. So well, you can see the cardboard isn't in the best condition. You guys want to see what these look like? Let's see. Let's do this. This is what the coals look like. I'm gonna get 2 of them. Okay. Okay, we have 2 of them. It's a provo session, so we're gonna use 2, and then I'll use 2 from a brand new box, or like a newer box that they have here, which I have right here. So this is a kitchen right here. I'm gonna turn on the grill. I'm gonna put these 2 over here. And then from a new box, this is a new box right here. I'm gonna grab 2 more if you guys bear with me for a second. And these guys, so these are from the beat up box, and these are from the new box. Okay, let's see how they're gonna do. Turn this on, and we'll be back to check on these in a bit. All right, guys. All right, so while we wait on the coals, do you guys have any questions for me, or anything you want to talk about, or anything like that? Because this is a little bit impromptu, I understand, but the bowl's ready, and we're gonna get set up. Do you mind getting the bowl set up? Or you're doing it already? Thank you, thank you. So Hookah Junkie Lounge was kind enough to let me use their VIP room for this live stream. Shout out to them. If you guys want to check it out. Got really nice couches, obviously for large groups. And this is where I'm going to be set up right here. Okay. All right. Okay, let's see how it looks on the camera. Okay, what's up, guys? How you guys doing? All right. I'm gonna see if I can turn on lights in here. If there's a possibility. Give me a second, guys. Bear with me, guys. The coals are cooking right now. The bowl's set up. Everything is done. We're gonna set it up with a provost and get started. And from the moment we light up the coals, we're gonna go for 2 hours clean because I promise that these coals last 2 hours. All right, guys. Here's the setup. We're gonna be smoking out of a Regal Queen. Yeah, much better. Thank you so much. All right. Where do you guys like your hookah? I like my hookah on my right side, like because I'm right-handed. I like easy access to it. I like to be able to touch it and mess with it. You know. So they use thunder hose as a standard. They also use disposables if you want it. This is one they dedicated for me specifically with the pink tip. This is my tip. That's the setup, boys. Standard Provost setup. Tempest. Let's go check on those coals. How are you guys doing? What are you guys doing this evening? And are you excited about this live stream to show? It's a very authentic live stream, isn't it? It's just very, very raw and real. We're just walking around this lounge. Okay. So coal check, guys. This is how they look right now. This is where they're at. Quarter of the way up. I just want you guys to pay attention to the way that they're cooking, like just how nice and red they are and how even. Yeah. Just remember, this is the old, this is the new, and they look identical, to be honest. Do you have a normal pair of tongs, not the flips?
Yeah.
Because the flips, I love them for personal use, but for the provost, I like to. No.
Or regular ones?
Yeah, regular. I prefer those over. Yeah, perfect. Thank you. Regular. The flips, you guys, if you guys don't know, I like to adjust my coals like through the vents of the provost. You know, you guys have seen me, and it's just ideal for me to use these. You know. Ooh, the old ones look like they might have a crack just because of the terrible condition that I've put them in. So this is a nice test for me, like because I like to I like to pay attention to like when things get bad. You know. So I don't know if other brands do this kind of testing, guys, but you guys know I do things differently.
No, I know she likes
Tavana, you're excited. I'm glad to hear you're excited. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna flip the coals when they're halfway up. So in just a couple more minutes, we're gonna grab two and we're gonna use them. Do you mind if you make me the coffee when you're free? Thank you so much. All right, guys. I need you guys to talk to me, man. What do you guys think is gonna happen? Are these coals gonna last 2 hours? Do you guys have the ARKA coconut coals? Do you think that they're gonna last that long? Do yours last 2 hours in a provost? I'm getting this weird notification, like on. You think they will last? I'm glad you have faith in me. Thank you very much. I don't know if it's because of direct experience or what, but so this is the lounge. It's a slow day. I mean, it's a Tuesday. I've seen this place packed before, but this is Hookah Junkie Lounge. All right, guys, let's go see. Let's go see the. Okay, they're halfway up now. Let's flip these guys over. Yeah. See, this is the old batch. After 7 months in the rain through the California winter, this is what they look like compared to when they're new. I wonder if they'll split. But these are the ones we're testing, obviously. These I'll mess with myself separately and figure it out, of course, and then see if I could improve that even. Because I know a lot of people out there, you guys don't keep your coals in ideal conditions, and for the record, coals should be kept at a moderate humidity and maybe a closet or a cupboard, away from direct sunlight, somewhere dry, somewhere just standard, normal temperature, living room. And these guys are almost done actually, so I'm just gonna go ahead and grab a pair of tongs and take them over to the hookah and get this session started. All right, I got a few people in the stream. I need you guys to talk to me. This is gonna be a 2-hour stream. If you guys have questions, I'm more than happy to answer them for you. If you guys want to just talk about any topics, coals, hookah, whatever you guys want to talk about, we can. Because, like I said, this stream we're just testing out the ARKA coconut coals and seeing exactly how long they last and how the session goes with them. So these are good to go. So I'm gonna get these in there. guys like the glow? I really don't care about glow. I care about flavor. So let me. So when I use the provost, I like to line up the coals with the leaf, so I know where we, put them before. I like to keep the vents open. You're gonna go straight down, and then I want to make sure I push the coals as far away from the center as possible. Even if it's another millimeter, it's gonna make a difference. Okay. Now, we don't really need to wait. We're gonna start puffing in a second. I just want to grab the other pair and just leave them here and see what happens to them. If your God Killer bowl is going to be the same size as a Tempest LP1, God Killers will be special versions of every single Tempest or every single bowl. They won't just be the LP1 like the mediums. There'll be small versions of the God Killers dropping. There will be like the nano versions, the large versions, whatever I come up with, So we'll see. Now, God Killer is gonna come out. Is slated to come out in August. But everything is liable to change, of course, because I'm I'm a psychopath, guys. Okay, I mean that as a joke. I'm just very meticulous. Everything needs to be perfect now. So this is my first puff with the coals, the ARKA Tempest Bowl. This is a mistake a lot of people that I've seen. Not a lot of people, a few people, active Instagram enthusiasts. I've seen them use the Tempest Bowl and they wait a long time before they start up the bowl. That's a mistake. The Tempest is made for you guys to just be able to use it off the bat. So don't worry about like preheating or anything like that. Just start puffing within like a couple of puffs. It'll get started on its own. So we're at 28. Are you excited more about the LP1S's coming up or the God Killers coming later on? Because the regular production mediums are coming in July, and the launch production smalls are coming in July as well, along with the ARKA Savant HMD. Savant, yeah, the Savant changes things, man. I had such a great session last night. What I want to test now is I really want to use it and see if the Savant, like how quickly it corrodes and things like that. Guys, whoever's watching, can you throw me a few more likes, please? I'd really appreciate it. Send some love my way, guys. I wish I had. I should have brought my iPad just so I could have an idea of the time. so it's starting to hit now. 8:40. So we started like like a few minutes ago, right? Like 3 or 4 minutes ago. So 8:35, 8:40. No, no, not the live. When I put the coals on, it was 28 minutes into the live stream that we put the coals on. A little less, whatever, a minute or two here and there doesn't matter. So yeah, we're testing the coals. So when we start a live, it's not as important as when we put the coals on the bowl. And every like I don't know 30 minutes, I'm gonna show you guys how the coals are doing, or maybe when it starts, I don't know, when I notice a change. Right now they're going just fine. Now remember, guys, I formulated these coals, ARKA coconut coals. I formulated them to specifically be like medium heat, but they're 26 millimeter coals, so they cover a larger surface area than your standard cube. So what happens is it's a really, really good balance between penetrating the heat inside the bowl and also not overheating your bowl so that you're not getting any spikes in heat or anything like that. It's mitigated by a great deal as a result of the composition and the the thermodynamics of how the tobacco actually heats up and doesn't exactly combust, but as the vegetable glycerin vaporizes and produces clouds as the tobacco heats up. Now, of course, if you guys are watching, you don't know much about hookah. We don't directly burn the tobacco. We more like we bake it or heat it indirectly to get the results that we want. We prioritize flavor and clouds over an actual burnt tobacco flavor. Okay, so the coals were made to literally not do anything like that and to be as clean as possible and offer super clean flavor. And that's what I'm tasting right now. Like, I wanted to mimic the original batches of coconut coals from back in 2009 when we first got them in Los Angeles. And the difference between the original coals and what I've been experiencing lately over the last 10 years is that the original batches of the coals, they had this sweetness to them where your sessions tasted a little sweeter, a little nicer. You know, I don't mean like a sugary sweetness, but more like I don't know. It was just a juiciness in the mouthfeel when you would smoke. And I wanted to replicate that. I did that by the source of the coconut coals. I did that by the composition of them, how thick the grinds are. Because when you produce coconut coals, the first thing you do is you take coconut shells, you grind them down, and then how fine you grind them is going to determine how the coal is going to be, performing later on once it's completed. Because the thicker the grind is, the more airflow flows through the coal, and the finer the grind is, you can see they're more compact. It's more densely packed, the cube, and less airflow goes through the coal. So what usually happens when a coal is too densely packed, those are the coals that turn black later on. They don't last as long. Thank you. I got my coffee, guys. Cheers. Guys, if you could do me a favor and share this live to your friends at Smoke Hookah if they want to join in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Check these out. Those are the old coals that have been stayed outside in that dirty box, that abused box. So apparently, when they get wet, they're more prone to cracking. But it's still holding up, surprisingly. Look at that. It's still holding up. I'm grabbing it from here. It's not splitting yet. So let's see what happens, you know? We'll see. Let's flip them over to the sides. See how they kind of see how they do. I'll show you guys how the fresh batch is. Not fresh, they're all made the same time. It's just one was kept properly and the other box was kept like I'm an animal, you know? But yeah, guys, this is what makes me special, guys. Like when I test things properly and thoroughly. So when people tell me, especially about my own products, it's like I know what you're doing because I've already tested it the way I've tested it every way that's possible to be tested. You know what I'm saying? But we're having this session where about I don't know, six, no, more than that, 15. I don't know. What time is it, guys? Tell me the time. Who's my timekeeper? Yeah, it's been almost 10 minutes, guys. So we're just barely getting started. You know what's funny? I already know a lot of people are going to be watching this video later on after it's posted. They're just going to skip to see like when the calls, like what the calls are doing, and that's fine. I know that's what's going to happen, and that's fine. But we want to basically make sure that this kind of test is available to the public so everybody can see what these calls are capable of, and hopefully the goal is to elevate people's sessions so that they can have better sessions easier using better quality products that are made for them. Also notice, guys, I have not lifted the top yet. I haven't touched the coals, I haven't touched the provost at all. All right, guys, talk to me. I know you have a few people here. You guys know I'm a hookah expert. If I could help you with hookah and just talk about hookah or whatever your questions are. If you guys don't know hookah, if you know about hookah, whatever, let's have a conversation to keep me entertained because I'm going to be here for 2 hours, for an hour and 50 minutes longer. Have I watched anything good lately? I've been watching Legion. I haven't watched Legion. I know it aired a few years ago, but it's about. If you guys don't know about Marvel Universe, but it's about a specific mutant from the X-Men world, kind of. It's pretty cool. I think they did a really good job with that. I'm only on season 2, so other than that, honestly, when I say lately, I mean like I watch a couple episodes like once a week, like that. Like I don't really watch anything. I don't have time for that. The things I watch are FaceTime, Zoom calls, conferences with my associates, and correspondences all over the world. Like those are the things I watch. And whoever joins the master class and requests a video lesson, like yeah, I remember watching it. Professor's son, yeah, Professor X's son, yes, yeah. Legion in the comic books, I remember reading about him a little bit, like especially in the '90s and early 2000s when I was younger. And actually, my life consisted of nothing but like essentially like gym, school, and dating. It was much simpler times, but um, Legion was actually really, really, really powerful in the comics. Like the guy, bend reality type of power. So it's pretty crazy. the adaptation and how they portray him and stuff like that in a live action kind of thing. It's pretty cool. New stuff, I don't know. I really want to see what John Wick 4. But like last time I watched John Wick was I've seen 1 and 2 when 2 got released. I don't know how many years ago. So like I don't even remember specifics like the mythos around it. The thing about the coins and this and that. I barely remember anything. So I want to watch it like all over again, 1, 2, 3, and 4 in succession. Just binge. Like if I could get a break and have one night off, or I have nothing to do and I could just chill maybe with somebody and just hookah and John Wick, that kind of night. So the clouds are the real thing. Yeah. The Tempest does such a good job at regulating, and the ARKA Cocos is just so clean, guys. I wish you guys were here to taste this. How's it smell in close quarters? Yeah, they don't smell, man. I like coconut coals, but I don't use them unless I'm smoking outside. Sometimes the smell is overpowering. Yeah. Once they're lit up, there's no smell whatsoever. Okay, so I got like 4 coals here, not in the bowl. Don't get me wrong. I have 2 cubes on the tray that I'm testing. This is a jacked up batch. Once I post this live video, I talked about it. So what I do is every time I'm testing something for real, what I do is I have a batch of something in the worst conditions possible. Like that box was left outside over winter, like fall and winter, and rain, humidity, everything. It just went through all the hell. So I'm trying to see how well they hold up. You know what I mean? Even though they've been in the most like worst conditions possible for holding for holding charcoal. And then I have a one from a box that was kept properly, and that's in the bowl that I'm using. So we're gonna compare the two as it prolongs, because these coals. I mean, I formulated these coals to last 2 hours, guys, in a provost setting, in ideal settings. But as far as smell goes, they smell just a tiny little bit. Like there's no like suffocating smell. I know what you're referring to, Poly G. That's terrible. I don't like those. They smell just a tiny bit, but I've even carbon monoxide tested them. They don't do anything like substantial at all in terms of carbon monoxide, especially while they're cooking. Once you cook them on the bowl while you're using it, there's nothing. There's nothing at all. Zero, zip, zilch. I made sure they're super clean. So these coals are something special, guys, and I wish you guys give them a chance. But after this live is finished, once I hope I could prove absolutely that these coals will last 2 hours. I think that's a great thing because most people smoke for 2 hours at a time. Imagine using 2 cubes only for a full 2 hour session, and that's it. You're done. Like you put them on, you smoke them. When the coals die, the session's done. End the night, or pack a new bowl, 2 more cubes, two more coals. So if you guys want to know what my coffee drink is, this is a 6-shot Americano. Send them on your website, looking at them, my man. Thank you. And if you guys are like bulk coal buyers, I offer the ARKA coconut coals like in a lounge case for $80, and it qualifies for free shipping. That's a big thing because shipping a 10-kilogram case of coal costs $40. So I'm really giving them away for $40 plus shipping. So $80 shipped. What I mean by qualifies. So we have free shipping deals at hookahunlimited.com for anything that's above $135. You can use the shipping code, which is available in the drop down menu on the website. The very bottom it says discount codes, just all the codes available to you and all the specials and deals, etc. And then you can rack it up to 135 and you get free shipping. Any order that is $200 or more automatically gets free shipping without a use of a code, which means that if you go get like $200 worth of stuff, not only will you automatically get free shipping, but you'll also be able to use the discount codes, whether they're rewards points or special codes like the Haze flash sale that I have going on right now, which is Haze 100 grams and Haze 250 grams for 40% off, which comes out to be less than my cost that I paid for it. I'm not trying to get rid of it. It's just Haze is transitioning to 200-gram cans instead of 250s or 100s. So I want to kind of keep up, you know what I mean, so that I can make sure I'm fully stocked up on the new stuff versus the stuff from 6 months ago or a year ago. But the product is very fresh. I have no reason to give them away that cheap, but I don't know. I really don't care about money. I'm good. Trust me, guys, I'm very good. Yeah. Thank you, Devana. It is. Haze is a top tier performance brand. It's, in my opinion, it's the best long leaf on the planet. Yeah, the Tempest with the ARKA coals, beautiful combination, guys. And I cannot wait until, you know, July, around July, when the Tempest RP mediums and the LP1 smalls come out, along with the ARKA Savant HMD. And I cannot wait till I reveal the ARKA Savant to you guys officially. Um, by the way, I am gonna be flying to Spain in about 9 days for the Shisha Misa, Shisha Mese Sevilla Shisha show in Spain, and I am going to be revealing the Savant over there along with the new bowls, hopefully, including the God Killers, or at least the prototypes that lead up to what's going to be the God Killer. You know. So 28. We're at 20 minutes in. At the 30-minute mark, guys, I will go ahead and show what the coals are looking like. But right now, there hasn't been any heat spikes. Unlike with most coals, the Provost top down, you get heat spikes like 5 minutes in, and you gotta adjust it. You don't need to adjust it; it's perfectly fine. There's no heat spikes. The flavor is potent, clean, nice, juicy, and so like I have no need to ash anything. I have no need to touch anything. You know. Paul is saying, did you ever come across a brand name called Samba? Yes, I've experienced Samba about 6 or 8 years ago. It was good, and it wasn't very good. No, maybe like for you, it worked for you, Polly, but the brand just never did well. They gave incredible deals to some loungers trying to get exposure. Some people like them, like super casual smokers like them, but nobody that was knowledgeable about hookah liked them. Like they tried to bring it over to my lounge at the time, and I was like, I tested some of their flavors. I was like, yeah, this is nothing exceptional. At the time, I mean, how do you compete with like Haze and brands like that when you know what I mean, when Haze exists, you know what I mean? It was very difficult at a top tier like enthusiast level to compete with what's out there. And then right after that, what other brands came out? Right, Trifecta took over the industry, and then all these other great brands came out, Chaos and Element Air, etc. That had very unique flavors, very incredible flavor profiles that really just set the standard. Even for beginner tier tobacco brands, they just took it up a notch, And brands like Samba, they can't compete with that, especially with the new FDA stuff coming out. The distributors don't want to take a risk, you know. Make a big cloud. Is that big enough? Thoughts on the Neville Pure? I have a cool story about the Neville. So, I first experienced the Neville, or Nevo, or whatever you want to call it. I first experienced it last year at Shisha Messe Sevilla. I was in Frankfurt and Sevilla last year as well. I stayed in Europe for like two months or so, and in the German show, I was actually helping out another booth, another brand, so I didn't have much time to walk around. But in the Sevilla show, I was there on my own, so I had all the freedom in the world to go and talk to people. And I finally sat with the owners of Aeon, who um, the owner or the creator of Nevo was there with them, and he showed me the concept behind it and this and that, and I gave him some advice. And then, so last year, a year ago, I told him, this year, your sole mission is to do one thing and one thing alone, and it's to make it portable. Because I told him, no matter how good it is, no matter how well it works, people aren't going to use it if they have to be sitting next to a plug, an outlet, so that they plug in the electric HMD. Or it's really not an HMD, but it kind of is, because you could adjust the heat, right? It's like a electric coal, a heat source and heat management device. So that's the advice I gave him last year. And this year, I went to the Aeon booth and I spent a good amount of time with Neville, and the owner of that Neville. His name is, I have him in my contacts. Timo. His name's Timo. So Timo was telling me about all the basically the hassles and the problems of developing something new that's never been done before. And he was like, you know what, Sarkis, I have to. And he's a very honest guy. He's like, Sarkis, I respect you so much because last year you gave me the best session in my life. And then, but I've been trying to make the sessions as good as possible with the Neville, and I gotta admit, it has a lot of trouble with classic bowls. Egyptian bowls, Turkish bowls, classic bowls. For those of you guys that don't know or haven't followed my different bowl style video that I have right here on this channel, a classic bowl is a bowl that literally is shaped like a bowl, the internal, and it has no spire. It just has 4 or 5 holes in the center. There's usually a hole in the center and 4 more all around it. It's considered a traditional bowl slash classic bowl slash Egyptian bowl slash Turkish bowl, depending on which region of the world you're in. Like Russians call it classic, Americans call it Egyptian, for example. And um, and he admitted that he had a lot of trouble with it. So I was like, well, there's no reason. I said it works fine in a funnel. He's like, yeah, it works perfect in the funnel. I was like, okay, then give me a classic bowl and give me a flavor and I'll pack it and let's see how it does. So they gave me Dark Side. I was like, fuck, man. Dark Side, of all the tobacco brands I could be packing right now, man, I have to do Dark Side of all. If you guys can't tell, I'm not the biggest fan of Dark Side. um, we'll see. We have new batches coming in the U.S. in a month or two, and hopefully it's good. But they gave me a classic bowl. I packed Dark Side for them, and they started smoking it. And I started telling them the mistakes they were doing. One of the mistakes they were doing, they were afraid of scorching the tobacco prematurely, so they wouldn't put the HMD in the highest setting of heat. Whereas I went to the highest setting, which is setting 5, and then there's a super boost option where it goes like for like a limited time for like 10 minutes or something. It'll go like even more heat for 10 minutes and then revert back to level 5. I went all the way up. And he's like, no, you're going to burn it. You're going to burn. I was like, bro, just what are you talking about? Relax. And I started up the session. I handed it to him, and his mind was blown. He's like, this is great. This is amazing. This is amazing. I love this. How'd you do it? And I said, my friend, no matter how much you like to not admit it, but the pack matters. And also, when you're starting a session, you want to get the right amount of heat into the bowl and get the bowl to start cooking the tobacco along with the top, not just only from the top. But I said, you got to know what you're doing, because if you exceed that a little bit too much, you're going to scorch it. The key really is to understand the tobacco that you're using, to truly master the tobacco that you're using, so that you know its parameters and how much heat it can take. So you push it to the brink without charring it or burning it, while getting the heat to penetrate into the bowl ahead of time at the very start, so that you can get a nice and even session and a prolonged session throughout the session. Um, Young Messiah, how you doing? Hello, sorry. Thoughts on the Simulation Ultimate? Well, it won the Best Hookah Award at Tisha Messi at Frankfurt, even though the Aeon 5 was launched, right? So I think it did a great job of improving on the last like couple of things that they could have possibly integrated into a hookah. And it's got a click system. It's got an expansion system in the heart where it goes into the base. So you could actually use it with non-stimulation bases. So you could that was a big issue, right? People breaking their stimulation bases and having trouble replacing them. And then it's got a all the features you could think of: adjustable downstem, adjustable purge, adjustable draw. They open up the draw even further. Um, and one thing they did is they eliminated the problem where in the Pro X2 and 3, whenever you would take a hit, there would be like a little bit of a restriction to start until you continue to pull it and then it opens up. So they re-engineered the pathways of the ball bearings of the way they fall, so that when you're taking a hit, the ball bearing kind of goes and gets tucked away in a chamber within the heart, and that's times four, by the way. This is complex stuff. And so they eliminated that aspect of there's a little bit of a restriction when you're first taking a draw, while you're able to smoke with four people at the same time simultaneously, independent chambers, so no one you can not only, like, let's say I'm smoking with three friends. I like it open, they like it restricted. That's not the truth, but hypothetically, so they could set it exactly how they wanted and individually, and at the same time, all of us could smoke freely without any issues, no drawbacks. Very great. Let me see what the hookah's doing. Ooh, I think it's time to ash. We're at 30 minutes. Yeah. See, how did I know? Maybe not. I mean, I just need to take a couple hits. So yeah, Stimulation Ultimate. We're getting them at Hookah Unlimited, and we're getting them here in America pretty soon. We're all excited about it. I recently tried Vulcana, very good brand from Greece. I have to say, mango flavor has been the best out of all the other mango flavors. No, but Polly, don't say that. Don't say all the flavors out there, because I promise you, you haven't tried every single mango out there ever. You probably have tried a few of them, right? So let's have that conversation. What flavors, what brands are you comparing Volcana mango to? I'll wait for your comment while we check out. You're right. Yeah, I know. I'm right most of the time, bro. you know. So let's check out the calls, guys. So this is the bad, like mistreated, mishandled batch. So let's see how they're doing. Remember, one of them was like cracked in half. If you remember, not anymore. I guess. I guess. See, that's where the crack was. You see that? So it's kind of like healed itself now. Yeah. I just ashed it. Yeah. So there. So if you guys could see, it's still there, but like it's holding together. So this is the bad batch. Obviously, the bottom on a tray is going to turn black, so you could ignore that. What's the rest of it look like? So let's see. That's the thing. And we're 30 minutes, 31, 32 minutes into the session. This is what they look like in the Provost. Looks like they've been suffocated a little bit. But let's see what happens when we put it back in. I was not expecting this to happen. But let's see what happens. As you guys saw, my clouds were fine. So we're going to put it back in. And as you guys could tell from my tone of voice, I'm not even worried, right? So let's just give it some more airflow for a little bit. Let's tilt the top a little bit. Let's see what happens to them while we smoke. You guys see this? This is live. Do you guys remember what I was talking about regarding how the coals, the grinds of the coals, determine how they're gonna stay lit? You're literally seeing that in action. So even though it was suffocating, doesn't affect them. And you guys saw the clouds were perfectly fine. So, Polly, what brands have you used from Mango? Was it like Alfacher, Starbuzz, and Volcana? Like, what brands are you referring to, my friend? Guys, if you're enjoying the live or you just want to show some love and support me, please hit the like button, share the live if you can. Yo, Smoke Tandier, how you doing, bro? What's going on? Still looking good. Well, it's not a bad batch. It's just a mishandled, mistreated batch, right? So yeah, they're holding up pretty good. How's Tangier's Tuesday going? I didn't realize like it's Tuesday and I'm smoking Tangiers. Honestly, I didn't put the two together. But hey, who can pack a better bowl of Tangiers in the world other than me? Who can pack a better bowl of any brand? I kept it simple, man. It's just 2005 Blueberry and Cane in a Tempest with ARKA coconut coals. We're at 35 minutes into the session, so it's basically like fresh. So I want you guys to focus on my focus when I was developing these coals. The focus is in what? The session itself. I never cared about how the coals might look, how anything, but how they affect your session. That's number one. Performance is everything. The performance is gauged strictly by the results you get while actually using the product. You know, coals are one of those things where you're not going to be looking at them. You're going to be using them. You know what I mean? Like the Tempest, I designed it to be gorgeous. That's by choice and that's by intention. Um, but every single curve, every single line on the Tempest is a result of what I needed to do to get the bowl to perform specifically the way I wanted to. I did a layer pack chain with Tash. You don't need a layer pack, man. That doesn't do anything for you, bro. But if you enjoy it, more power to you. I think enthusiasts when they get bored, they start doing things that ultimately are pointless. Um, and then they go back, and as they kind of progress and evolve, they go back to just. It's always cyclical, man. I've seen it happen so many times, guys. Nothing new. When I say things like this, some people say, "Oh, Sarkis is being arrogant," but honestly, for me, there's nothing new under the sun. Everything you guys have experienced, I've already experienced like 30, 40 times over. You know, I know what's coming next. Like any question you could ask me, I've already answered a few hundred times. You know, if not more. Let's look at the coals now. Voila. You like that? I hope you do. Let's put the top back down. Okay, see, guys, let me teach you guys something. Let me teach you guys a trick. When you're using your coals, right? If you have suffocation issues just because of the way your provost is built, instead of keeping all the way in, just move them in like 1 millimeter on each side, just a tiny bit, just so around the coal it has room to breathe, and that solves so much of the problem, as you guys will see right now. And then, of course, see the side vent? It's right on the over the coal. Mind you, guys, I haven't moved the coals around yet or anything yet. I'll do that at the 1 hour mark to keep the session going well. So, but yeah, this is why it's suffocated. You see this particular provost. There's no gap. Most provosts have a gap right here that help out with airflow. This particular one doesn't. So let me see if I could find another top for this, so we don't repeat the same problem. Okay, give me a second, guys. All right, guys. So here's another one. Let's hope this one fits better. A little bit better, so I'll take it. Yeah. Let me take this one back. All right, guys, I'm back. But Jose, I don't know if you're still here or not. I don't know if you're still here or not, but I don't smoke Tangiers much anymore. I don't know if you know that or not. The batches haven't been where I want it to be. What happened to Polly? Well, for the sake of conversation, mango, Volcano mango is pretty good, no doubt about that. But the best mango and blonde leaf that I've ever tried was Haze mango. Doesn't exist anymore. Um, they might bring it back into the rotation later on, but right now they're focused more on mixed flavors rather than singular flavors. But the best mango and blonde leaf I've ever had is Haze mango. The best dark leaf mango I've ever had, bar none, is well. Before I go on dark leaf, the second best mango I've ever had is Chaos's Mangano, which is like a mango with a little ice in it. So good. The best dark leaf mango, bar none though, Mango Sling, but I must have. Bar none, the best and most complete mango ever made in dark leaf. And the difference here is that I'm coming from a pool of thousands of different flavors that I've smoked, you know. So I hope it carries some weight, you know. Oh, it's DJ Khaled. Yeah, mangan is delicious. But if I wish Jose, I wish you were around back at that time, in like 2013, 14, 15, 16. Man, um, haze mango, complete, like, perfect. Do you guys ever want to slap Drake in the face? Like, you guys ever compelled to feel to want to do that? Like, I want to slap him in the face, like when he talks like this. You know, like I just want to slap him in the face. Like the guy in the back is looking at him like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I don't know if you guys have seen this video, but this is the guy. The guy, like, shut up. I'm sorry, I got distracted. I don't know about you guys, but I always have to sprinkle some mint on top of flavor I'm smoking. I wouldn't. I don't sprinkle some mint. I add like 40% mint at minimum, and I only smoke very strong mints. Like, I don't mean by strong like nicotine strong. I mean like flavor strength. See that little change, switching out the provost top, changed so much. Here you guys go. Like, look at this. You guys can see this. Shit out. Complete different, you know. But it's still not ideal. There's usually like 2 millimeters clean. But you guys saw how the coals do more for you. They were like practically like all black because they were suffocating in that faulty provost top that we had at this lounge. And yet they got red within a minute, 2 minutes. They were fully red again, usable. They're not dead. I went through great lengths formulating these coals for you guys. So for people to doubt them and to bring in nonsense into the equation when it should truly be about the product, I think, you know, they need to shut up more and reassess themselves, their lives, who they are, because I get enough flack for simply stating facts, you know. I don't need extra stuff for no reason. You know what I mean? Now, I wish they were more honest. You know, like, let's be honest, guys. A lot of these, like it's like 3 or 4 people really, but they come from they come from hatred. You know, whatever their reasons are, it's not my business. You know, um, I you know, my job is to create great product and help everybody become better at hookah. That's my entire motive. So, you know, I would like them to reassess themselves and look at their priorities. Do they want to help others? Because part of helping others is recommending great products so people can experience better. So if you're hating on a product because you don't like a guy, that's not right. Because that means that you care about your opinion more than the general consensus and the market and the consumers as a whole. I prioritize people over everything. So whenever I speak negatively about a product, it's not because of personal views. It's because the product objectively doesn't perform as well as other products in its category. It's very simple. You know, I think if the enthusiast community could be a little bit more honest and sincere, not driven by this attempt at fame and followers and likes, I think we'd be in a better place all around. You know, Thai mango. I My favorite mango flavor doesn't last long enough. long enough or work with a provost well. That's element air, right? If I remember correctly, I believe it's element air. Yeah, yeah. The flavor is good, but it doesn't perform, so I don't. It's not one of the recommended flavors on my list, you know. But yeah, the first batches we got, I was able to get like 2 hour sessions out of it, and then which is chaos level, and then the succeeding batches after that got like less performance as it went on. But that's why do you remember? Do you remember Tower One where people were recommending Element Air with a Provost, and I kept saying, guys, no, this is not with a Provost, guys. This is with a Lotus. It's a beginner brand. Don't mix it up. You know. I hope you guys could see in hindsight now, like that I had a far greater vision than other people recommending different pack methods and setups for Element Air. I still say Element Air. It's a beginner blonde leaf. If you want to go for a what was it, semi fluff plus underpack. Um, Lotus setup would be ideal for it. You could push the session to at least an hour and a half, I think. But overall, it's not the highest performance blonde, beginner blonde even, because Chaos hits 2 hours without even trying. Chaos is phenomenal. Sadly though, there's a lack of supply right now. There's going to be at least another 4 to 6 months before we get a shipment of Chaos, a new shipment of Chaos. This is imported stuff, guys. Coming from Germany, right? So. Yeah. Wait until you experience the Savant, Jose. Just wait. So I'm gonna tilt the top just a little bit for a short amount of time. At this point, it needs a little less heat, and we are getting into. I lost count. What time is it? Can somebody give me the time? These clouds, guys. We're not quite an hour, but we're going towards an hour now. And coals are, as you can tell, performing perfectly fine without any lack of cloud or flavor. $9.29. Oh, it's an hour then. Yeah, we're at it. We're past an hour. We're already at an hour. You guys want to see what the coals look like in an hour? Because we started at 8:29. No, eight. No. We're at 50 minutes. Sorry, we're at 50 minutes. In another 10 minutes, it'll be an hour. Sorry. I'll show you the coals at 1 hour. We'll show the coals every 30-minute interval. It was like 8:35 ish, give or take a minute, that we put it up. Yeah, see, what I can't explain to you guys and what I can't show you guys unless you're here with me is the quality of the flavor I'm getting. What you guys can see visually are the coals are still red and that the clouds are still nice and dense and thick. That's expected. But most coals at this point, I'm sure you're going to be, at this point of most coals, you're at a point where it's like, okay, it's hitting fine, but I know in about 15 minutes I got to put a new set on. Not with the ARKA Cocos, guys. Definitely not a good look with the Provost dies too quick. Yeah, I mean it's good. It's just a beginner blonde leaf. Most beginner blondes die quick with Provost. Even Chaos takes a hit with the Provost. It lasts around an hour and a half instead of 2 hours. Whereas with the Lotus, it gets to 2 hours easily. Imagine, guys, grabbing a pair of coals and having a 2 hour session and with the same two coals. What type of coals are we talking? We're talking about the ARKA coconut coals. Call them ARKA Performance Cocos. Right now we're almost an hour in. We're about uh, 5 or 6 minutes into it being an hour. And in 5 or 6 minutes, I'll show you the way the coals are performing. I'm just putting it top down at this point. That's all. I've only ashed the coals one time, guys. The previous Provost top was suffocating the coals because there was no gap. You guys saw that. These are perfectly signed. What's the size of the ARKA? They're 26 millimeter coals. They're just formulated to last longer than most 26 millimeter coals. But really, the challenge was making them so that you don't get heat spikes in your session, even though they're 26 millimeter. You know what I mean? That perfect balance, whether you use a Lotus, foil, or Provost, I needed them to be universal so that you get beautiful sessions with beautiful, clean flavor no matter what. A few more minutes, guys. It'll hit an hour. You guys let me know it's 9:35 in the West Coast, please, or 11:35 in the East Coast, or whatever the time difference is, or 12:35. 35 is what we're looking for. You guys let me know when it hits 35. That's 1 hour. All right, guys. Any other questions for me that I can help you out while we're waiting a few more minutes? Because I don't think I've ever done a full 2 hour session with live the entire 2 hours showing the coals. I've been live for about 2 hours, 2.5 hours using the ARKA coconut coals, but I never focused on them, right? And the truth is, I haven't really been talking about the ARKA coconut coals, and they're selling really well. I have a bunch of lounges consistently buying ARKA coconut coals from my distributors. We've sold 12 tons of coal so far, which is pretty damn good for a new brand in a saturated market with charcoal coming out all the goddamn time. And also for a brand that doesn't have any general use distribution. You know what I mean? Because what happens with most brands, they hook up with like a major distributor and they will go ahead and, dump like pallets and like a container to one distributor and it'll be all over, right? I don't have that kind of access. So in context, all things considered, they're selling really well. Why type of tobacco do you recommend, dark or blonde? Both. There's great brands from each category, and there's also two categories within blonde or dark. All right, guys, it's time. Let's show you guys how the coals are doing. 1 hour in. This is what they look like. Let's ash them. This is what they look like. You guys see how the top changed everything? The bottom is a little bit black, but that's okay. I'm just gonna flip it over. Keep it at the side. It'll get nice and black. Do the same for this guy right here. And since we're an hour in, I'll just go ahead and move the tray over so the coals are on a different side, opposite sides of the bowl, right? And of course, I'll put the top back down, and we'll continue. But yeah, this faulty. See, there's like no gap, so all things considered, I think they're doing great, guys. You guys tell me how they're doing so far, 1 hour in. And also, let's take vote. Will they last 2 hours at this current stage? And by the way, these are the coals that had the big crack in the middle. No more crack. The crack healed itself. Just for reference. Okay? So I hope that's impressive. These are a batch of coals from a box. If you guys go back and look at the live when I started, when I posted, I showed a really nasty box. Actually, I'll go grab the box right now. Give me a second, guys. Let me grab the box for you guys right now. All right, guys. So this is the box. Like you guys can see all the dust on it. See that? So I kept this box like next to my burner in my outdoor balcony in my townhouse where my hookah station is. Even dropped coals on the box. Just did not give a shit about this box, and it stayed for the last 6-7 months. It stayed outdoors through rain, and those coals that were on the side of the tray were from this box. So these coals have been wet. They've gone through extreme humidity. They've gone through extreme dryness in California weather, and they're still holding up freaking beautifully. So yeah, in fact, these coals are just sitting on the side without assistance from a HMD or anything like that, and it looks like they're gonna last an hour and a half without a provost even. So even just using them on foil alone, exposed like that, they're still gonna last a long while. So you guys will be the judge when we're done. First puff. And beautiful. In fact, it's a little bit hot because the coals keep the temperature steady, even though the bowl is hot now, and we could tilt the top for a little bit so we could give it a chance to regulate, stabilize. How do you clean an HMD after a few sessions? I have a Lotus that seems to build up char underneath. It's not char that's building up. It's just tobacco that's stuck to the foil or to the HMD underneath. There's nothing you could do about that. It's just the design of the Lotus. It's the fact that there's no coating underneath or anything like that to mitigate that. And also the bumps of the Lotus are designed in a way that doesn't really help with cleaning it. The best way to clean a Lotus is honestly, man. There's so many tips and tricks that different people use, um, and they recommend. It's available all over the internet. But the honest to God best way to do it is, as soon as the session is done, run it through water, right, like hot water, and then just grab a scrubby, like the grill cleaners, the ones with the metal bristles. I have a link to the best ones, I think, on hookahunlimited.com. Just type in a brush set or something. I should have a link on hookahunlimited.com to Amazon. I don't sell them directly because the Amazon deal is so great. And you could just scrub them out. If it's not listed on the website, ask me, and I will gladly get you a link to the ones I prefer using. The handle's kind of above it, so you hold it like this, and the brush is right underneath. So you just grab the Lotus and just. Now, when you do it when it's hot, when it's fresh, you just rinse it real quick, just enough so you could hold it. Even with a knife, you could knock off most of the tobacco underneath that's stuck to it, just like tapping you with a knife, and then grab the brush and just go ham. That's the only real way you can clean the Lotus type HMDs, the ones that sit directly on the tobacco. Cloud size hasn't changed, guys. Nothing's changed. Flavor is phenomenal. I just moved the coals to fresh size of the bowl, so it's even better than before now. Yeah. Round two, guys. Second half of the session. Well, actually, The bowl will last longer than 2 hours, but we're keeping it at 2 hours for the coals. Let's see if the coals will go to 2 hours. So the second half of the coals. Guys, do me a favor, throw some likes. I have a few people jumping in here. I'd appreciate everybody just liking the video. Noki BG15. I hope I answered your question, bro. Any other questions for me, guys? Talk to me. Let's have a conversation because I'm gonna be bored out of my life for another hour. I hope you guys know. I hope you guys appreciate what I'm doing, especially because in about 8 days after tonight, I fly to Spain for Shisha Mesa Sevilla, and I have so much work to do over the next week until my trip. If you guys don't know, I bought a new townhouse in Granada Hills, and I'm moving over there temporarily until I renovate my current townhouse. So, yeah. Remember, guys, never over ash your coals. Meaning, don't ash your coals if you don't need to ash your coals. You know what I mean? So, like, I ashed the coals at the 1 hour mark. I shouldn't have. I didn't need to, and it spiked in heat because now there's no ash to mitigate some of that heat coming out of the coals. Because the coals will keep the heat steady the entire session. It won't be like other coals where they dip as they get smaller. Even when they're small, you get plenty of heat coming out of them, and you can continue using them. So never judge the ARKA coals based on size. Like never assume, you know? Let it go. Like judge it based on how it tastes and based on how it's performing, meaning the clouds you're getting, right? All right, you guys still here in the live? Talk to me. They look really good, and yes, they think that I think that they will last 2 hours. Thank you so much. I'm glad you have faith, but we're gonna empirically prove it right now. In another, I don't know, 40 minutes or so, 45 minutes or so. What flavor I'm smoking Tangiers 2005 blueberry with cane mint, about 50% cane mint, and yeah, it's about 55% cane mint and 45% 2005 blueberry. I have the pack at the start of this live video. When I start, most of the videos that I start, I always start packing it as a little demo, you know. I smoke all sorts of product though, by the way, guys. Oh, and I forgot, I think I didn't answer one of the questions somebody asked me. What type of tobacco do you recommend, dark or blonde? To specify, there's two categories, two major categories within blonde and dark. There's beginner blonde and performance blonde, and then there's like kind of like lower nicotine dark leaf, which I call introductory dark leaf, and performance dark leaf. You generally want to buy performance tier tobacco because they're going to perform better than the beginner tier stuff. Um, but dark leaf is going to be more nicotine, of course, and blonde is going to be lower nicotine. Top tier performance blondes will last you 2.5 hours. Some of them will last longer, some flavors. Haze being the best out of the bunch. I have a list, guys. I have a list on hookahunlimited.com. You could go and see which brands I recommend, which brands I have. Anything listed on hookahunlimited.com is the ones that I personally recommend. Whatever I don't recommend, I don't have on the website. Like, if you don't see something that's being hyped, like on Instagram or something, on Hookah Unlimited, it means it's not worth getting. It's that simple. Layering is something that's been around forever, nothing new. But it's something that's, in my professional opinion, pointless because there's no advantage that it gives you that you can't do simply by altering the portion of the flavors that you choose. Now, ideally, you want to mix the flavors, so there that brings in a whole different dimension of expertise and mastery in mixology, which is brand compatibility, not just flavor compatibility. So a true mixologist will always recommend mixes and brands that work together so that you could actually mix the flavors. That's why it's called a mix. You have to physically mix them together to create a new flavor. But not all brands are compatible with one another. Uh, so, like more casual or beginner people who are still like at the superficial level where they're looking at flavor only, most of those guys will portion the mix within the bowl. Portioning meaning they'll put 15% of this, 30% of that, 40% of that, etc. And they won't mix them together. They'll just keep them like a pie, separately. That's called portioning, or sectioning. Um, and if you go that way, that's fine. But you're not gonna get, you're gonna get like different flavors depending on where you put the coals. You know what I mean? So like if you put it where there's more mint, if you put the coals where there's more mint, you'll have more mintiness. And then when you switch them around, other flavors you'll taste. Now, some people like that because it keeps things quote unquote interesting. I say those type of people they don't really like the flavors they're smoking, I guess. Because the truth is, guys, if you truly like what you're smoking, you don't get bored of the hookah session. You know, I smoke 12 hours a day and I'm not bored. I make thousands of mixes every month. I'm not bored. Okay, not every month, but like every 2 months. Hundreds of mixes each month. And I keep things different and new for me by pushing the limits of my own creativity. But other than that, um, you know, layering again is pointless. There's nothing that you need to hold up because at the end of the day, what happens is the top layer burns out before the bottom layer because heat is on the top. It goes up to top to the bottom, right? So what you want is an even burn all around, and the only real way, the optimal way you can execute that is by mixing brands that are compatible, not just flavors that are compatible. You need both. It's just a different layer, different dimension to it. You know what I mean? To the concept of flavor mixology. Now this one, because 2005 Blueberry is Tangiers Noir and Cane Mint is Tangiers Noir, I mixed them. They're compatible. The flavors is just blueberry and mint, nothing complex here. Guys, I just want to qualify. Some of the things I talk about are stuff that some of you might not agree with, and that's fine. And we could go back and forth and lay out our perspectives and our ideas, and have a bit of a discourse where we present our points and our arguments. But I want you guys to put things into perspective. The stuff that you guys, a lot of people talk about, I've already dealt with 15 years ago, 18 years ago. You know what I mean? The same questions you're asking, I asked to myself. I had nobody teaching me. Back then, there was really no experts out there that made themselves available, nor was social media prominent at that time, especially for hookah, niche things, hobbies. So there was nobody I could learn from other than myself. So, in order for me to learn, the only way I could know something is by testing it. And don't forget that these things that I talk about and the ideas that I put out there, the answers that I give are based on 21 years of vehemently and meticulously testing and retesting and pushing the limits of the session to new levels every time. 12 hours a day I smoke, and I've smoked 12 hours a day on average for the last 21 years. I think that's the kind of experience not many people gather, you know. But you guys be the judge, Everything I say, please put it to the test. If I'm not clear enough, ask to qualify, ask to clarify. I make myself available for a reason, you know. There was the last message was blocked for being potentially, I don't fucking, this is sick. I have to say that Tenji was a little bit much of a bitch, and bitch has lungs when I first tried it. It's okay, man. That's why they blocked your comment. That's funny. Because you said bitch ass. No, I mean, that's why I always recommend, like, I'm not the type to hype up product, for the sake of hyping something up. You know what I mean? Like, a true master wouldn't just recommend stuff that they like or stuff that are sent to them to promote. A true master will know what to recommend for every type of smoker. So, yeah, if anybody tells you that you have to smoke dark leaf if you're an expert, is a moron. Uh, you know, straight up, you don't need dark leaf to have great sessions. No, you need haze. If you haven't tried haze poly, check it out. HookahUnlimited.com. 100 gram and 250 gram packs are 40% off right now with a discount code. Check them out. Go to hookahunltd.com. Super cheap. Try out some of the flavors that I still have in stock. There's not that many, but all those flavors that are available are excellent. I even have thorough, thought out descriptions that I wrote out myself. They're like miniature reviews of each flavor, so you could see which one sounds good to you. Grab it, enjoy. Well, Haze has been around for some time. It's just they had some problems distributing when they moved their production to Europe outside of the U.S. But they're coming back. They have a solid and consistent distributor now, and they're going to be killing it. Because guys like me are going to be backing them, not because I get free samples, not because of anything other than the fact that they are genuinely a beautiful brand that cares about quality and cares about consistency, cares about performance. That's why I rave about them, straight up. So, clouds, this entire time, what time is it? Somebody tell me West Coast time. I need a timestamp. This is about the time most calls will be dead and you need new ones. 9:56? Yeah, in 2 more minutes, right? 2 more minutes, it'll be an hour and a half. Yeah. 2 more minutes, guys, and I'll show you the calls. Let me know. Every 30-minute interval, right? So we're almost at an hour and a half now, and coals are still performing like they're fresh. Like just look at these clouds. What coal brand can keep going this strong at this time? I don't know, but I formulated these for a reason. But guys, more importantly than them staying lit is the flavor quality I'm getting. It's so clean. It's so nice still. I've had like no major heat spikes. The coals just deliver the heat the same throughout the session. So you know what to do and when, it's just consistent, you know. No charring, no weird flavor. The smoke is still like juicy in the mouthfeel. It's not dry. And the clouds. You guys tell me, man. Some of you guys have been here this entire time. Have the clouds changed since the start, like in a substantial way? All right, guys, we're at an hour and a half time mark now, so it's time to check out the coals again. Let's see how they look. That's how they look at an hour and a half. I don't need to ash them yet, but that's how they look at an hour and a half. At this point, they're like just like within the first 30 or 40 minutes of 25 millimeter coals. So top down again, I'll ash them in a little while. Let's see how long they actually last. These guys are the ones from the messed up box that I kept in the rain and the cold, and the humidity, and the dryness. No cracking, no breaking. They're still going on their own. Okay. Let them chill over there a little bit. Wrong way. Last quarter of the session, guys. Can these coals last 30 more minutes? The unbelievable truth. The empirical fact. Was Sarkis lying? Remember, guys, I promised a few things in the description of these coals when I introduced them that are listed on the website. I promised that they last 2 hours in a provost. I promised that the flavor is clean and crisp, nice. I promised that they keep the heat consistent throughout the session, and I promised that they are medium heat, they're not high heat, so you won't get any heat spikes where you need to struggle with heat management throughout the session. And as I've displayed so far, I've barely done anything with these coals. Even when they were suffocating because of the faulty provost top, they lit back up, and I have it all recorded in a live session. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see if they keep going 30 more minutes. Clouds. Have they changed? Are they? I can't tell because every time I blow a cloud, it covers the whole screen anyway for me. But I don't know how it looks on you guys' side. Talk to me, guys. Clouds look awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the. Thank you very much for the show, Naja. I got to run, but you got a new customer. Thank you very much. It means a lot to me. Hey guys, ARKA. ARKA is my brand. I've worked very hard. It's been in development for a decade. Decade of R&D. The bowls, the ARKA Tempest is the first bowl in the market that I put out there. We're sold out at Hookah Unlimited and our ARKA. We sold out of the Hookah Unlimited batch. We sold 550 ARKA Tempest bowls through our Hookah Unlimited alone, and 1,000 more, 1,500 or so more worldwide in the first batch. ARKA Hookah sold out of the bowls in 3 business days. 2,075 in that LP1 batch, and they are currently only available in quantity in not even in quantity. They're just you could find some colors available in the UK, and I think that's it for Europe. I think everywhere else is sold out. In Europe, in America, we have some small stock, kind of dispersed through 5 Star, South Smoke, and ZaraUSA.com. We got into Coles. Well, you guys be the judge after 30 more minutes, or less than 30 more minutes, 20 something more minutes. And I'm losing most of you guys because it's already been a long time and I'm getting burnt out a little bit too. But I'm gonna stick to it. We're gonna go at least 2 hours to see if the goals last that long. I hope you guys appreciate the dedication and commitment I have to not only my product but to hookah as a whole, guys. I love hookah. I love hookah smokers, and I just want everybody to have a better experience and experience hookah the way I experience hookah. All right, guys, we got 20 more minutes. I think. Yeah, I think. All right, guys, we're on the last stretch. Talk to me. Ask me anything. let's have a good conversation before we finish up the test for 2 hours for the ARKA coconut coals and see where we're at. A lot of the things, guys, just remember, everything I talk about is not theory. Everything I say confidently because I've tested it. Anybody watching, can you give me a timestamp? Like, what time is it for, like, Pacific time, please? So I know exactly where we're at in terms of, like, how many hours we've been using the coals. Because we're getting to 2 hours total in the live, but I know we started live stream later. 10:08? Okay. Yeah. Oh, I was wrong. I was wrong, wasn't I? Yeah, we have another 25 minutes to go. My bad, guys. Let's check out the coals at the hour and 35-minute mark. I was wrong before when I did it. I'm sorry, guys. I lost track of time. So here's what the coals look like. Oh, sorry. I'm just trying to get the gimbal to do what I wanted to do. So here's what the coals look like at an hour and 35. Okay. I'll bring them a little bit closer to the center. Well, you guys, after we finish the live, you guys can tell me. I don't like how there's no gaps. You know, not ideal. Not a good provost. But you guys can tell me after we're done with this test. What do you guys think about the coals? The heat, when I keep telling you guys that I formulate these coals to provide consistent heat throughout the session, this is what I mean. No matter how small they get, as they get smaller over time, not only are they bigger than other coals of its size, its type, but regardless of how small they get, the heat is always consistent. So you still get clouds like this, even though they're towards the end. Now, again, guys, I've mentioned this before in this live. I know most people aren't going to watch this entire live. They're going to skip through it, once it's posted. That's fine. I just want people to see what these coals are capable of compared to what they already use. I didn't put a product on the market because I think they're good. I put it on there because I know they're good. I put it out there because I know that they're going to help you have better sessions. And that's always my motive. Anything I put out there is not because I have an idea for a product and I just want to have coals, No, it's because I know that they're going to help you have better sessions. And that's the name of the game, isn't it? Like, it's the goal for everybody. Have better sessions. Get more for your money. Any questions, guys? Talk to me. Keep me entertained a little bit. Ask me questions. Let's talk about whatever's on your mind. If I could help you with anything, answer your questions. Is this Cardi B that's playing? I don't know. I think so. You guys think she looks ugly? I think she looks ugly. Like her face is just ugly. I don't know if I could say that on live, but just an opinion. Yeah, I think that's Cardi B. Only she has that weird face with the eyes that are a little too close together. That long nose, you know, it looks like caricature. Can you guys tell I'm bored? Yeah, I'm bored. Like it's been I've been sitting here for almost 2 hours now, right? Two coals this entire time, guys. The same two coals. Two ARKA coconut coals. That's why I call them ARKA performance cocos. They perform. What does ARKA stand for? ARKA is the ancient Armenian title that was given to the King of Kings. Um ARKA goes back some 10,000 years, the title. It's from an era where there were no countries, where there were kingdoms and kind of like city states, you know, and each kingdom had a king, but the kings and the kingdoms of each kingdom were all the same nationality, you know. And back then there was no borders really, but if you worshiped the same gods and you spoke the same language, you were the same people. And the title Arka was given to the most powerful king that all the other kings submitted to, even though they had their own dominions and their own kingdoms. There was always one that was more powerful. That's what ARKA means. So it's a look to my own heritage, my own culture, and it has great meaning, you know. And following that same theme, you know, I honor other ancient cultures and civilizations. You see that in the colors of the bowls of the Tempest LP ones that I put out there, and the other colors I'm going to be creating. They're all going to be themed with ancient civilizations and regions of the world. You know, like I want to do one for the. I want to do from one for India. I want to do for one for um, like the uh, you know the Chinese kind of cultural regions and kingdoms. Yo, Akash, how you doing, bro? What's up, Hookah Buzz? I want to do one for other, like the Hatti, the Trojans. I want to do one for the Phoenician. Oh, I already did the Phoenicians. Just different, areas of the ancient world. You know, honoring them. And some countries and peoples can be honored in different aspects. You know what I mean? Like there can be like multiple colors that represent each culture. You know, like Egypt. I I dedicated the Anubian black to Egypt, representing the god Anubis. Um, but like we could do different colors that represent Anubis. You know, I want to do one for Petra, for example, in Jordan. I want to do one for Siberia. You know, a lot of different regions of the world. You know. What's up? What's up? We're at an hour and 50 minutes at this point, guys. Actually, a little over that, but something around an hour 50. And at this point, I'm going to ash the coals. I want you guys to see how the ARKA coals look at an hour and 50 minutes when they need to be ashed. So this is how they look at an hour and 50 minutes. You guys be the judge in terms of size and shape. How's the glow? Do they turn black? Blah, blah. So, guys, I know what I created, you know? Provost back on. Yeah. We clocked in at, I have the time stamps verbally dictating, but we put the coals on at about, I want to say 35, 38 minutes into the stream. And we're at an hour, I'm sorry, we're at 2 hours and 10 minutes right now. So literally only have more than 2 hours and 10 minutes. I've lost count, guys. I'll be honest with you. All I know is when the ticker hits, I don't know what time it is. let me find out the time. If anybody has been in this live, and if you could tell me the Pacific time, what time it is right now. Petra should be like a rose pink color. That's the color painted in the modern city around Petra. Yes, that's actually the idea. The idea isn't to be like a rose pink, but the idea is to be like a pinkish sandstone type of color. But I have to do it in a way that it looks good. You know, if you see all the other colors, it's very unique. But yeah, I'm a student of ancient history, guys. I don't know if you guys know that about me, but like I love studying ancient history, ancient civilizations. I love reading ancient scriptures and learning from Rumi and Siddhartha and all sorts of different sources of wisdom. You know, and I want ARKA to be more than just a hookah brand. I want it to be a representation of people from all over the world. You know. Oh, we're at an hour 44. Okay, so we're at 15 more minutes. I lost count, bro. But regardless of what my distorted idea of time is, like look at how they're performing, right? What did I tell you guys? The coals will put out consistent heat even when they get tiny. You're seeing that right now. What do you think, Rack? Ned M. Am I married? No, I'm not. I'm single. I'm not married. Is that okay? I'm too busy to be married, man. I got so much to do. I mean, I date. I'm seeing a girl right now. I'm always seeing a girl though. But no, I'm not married. I'm not married. I'd like to get married eventually, but I don't follow rules. I don't know if you guys have noticed this about me if you follow me long enough. Tower one, bro. Come on. Like who else is gonna call themselves Tower? You know what I mean, bro? Also the way you're talking to me. Um, see, like I don't believe guys have like a time stamp of when they should get married and when they should have kids. You know what I mean? I think if you're young at heart and you have a goal in life and you're healthy and you keep yourself healthy and strong, time is nothing but an illusion. You know. So I like to take advantage of that time. You know, I have a lot to do, guys. I have great ambitions. I have great expectations for myself. So until I get there, we'll see how things go. You know. Tower, did you see how the size of the coals and how it's hitting right now? I agree with you. Time is nothing, man. Yeah, 100%. Must have tobacco pack method and favorite flavor. And is Tangiers Eric's Mango good? Haven't tried it. Eric's Mango, in my opinion, is not good. Not in my opinion. Doesn't taste like a mango. And I don't think it was developed by Eric at all. I think it's a marketing ploy by Tangiers. I think they could say that it's like a flavor that's dedicated to Eric, but not. I don't think it was made by Eric. I knew Eric personally. I don't think he would let that flavor slide if he made it himself. My favorite must-have flavor is probably honey halls or mulled wine. You know, I don't go do the atypical nonsense like other um, influencers uh, that just follow whatever's hype because they want to be careful. Like everybody says Pinkman because they know it's safe. But no, there's a lot of must-have flavors I think people are sleeping on, including honey halls um, and mulled wine, but also lemon lime. Fire. It's the best lemon lime I've ever tasted. The best lemon or lime I've ever tasted. Mango sling, grapefruit. Holy crap. So good. They're grapefruit. Their tarragon flavor, Aragon or whatever it's called, amazing. They have a lot of great flavors, guys. Pack method, heavy fluff pack to rim. I have a whole live stream that I did in my studio. Um, it's posted on my page, on this page right here. You could go refer to it. I show how to pack must have in a Tempest, and I had a whole session. Didn't Eric not like mango? I don't think he liked mango. Yeah, I'm not sure, but he never really did a proper mango. I don't. I think I, it's not, I don't think he didn't like mango per se. I think it was more like he didn't like the mango flavorings that were available. So he never liked any of the mangoes that were not only on the market but the ones that Tangiers ever made. He wasn't a fan of. Eric's mango is lacking, man. It doesn't taste like mango to me. It's like it's got a weird undertone, and I don't think it's a good execution. And it doesn't last as long as what I expect from Tangiers. If you want a great mango, mango sling must have killer. And I've already shown you guys. At least I've proven to you guys or talked about how how must have mixes beautifully with haze. A1 love the Coles. Thank you so much. But yeah, man, this is all inspired by a couple of people from the UK who were just hating on the Coles. Shout out to Dr. Hisoka. How you doing? Don't be a hater, bro. We're doing greater things than nonsensical stuff, superficial stuff like I hate this because of this guy. I don't like the way he talks to me. We're trying to change the game here, guys. We're trying to create better product for everybody so that other people can fall in love. Not many of you guys don't like me, you don't want to purchase my brand. That's fine. My stuff's selling out regardless. But just know that every time you hate on a great product, all you're doing is you're hurting other people. You're not hurting me. You're not hurting the brand. You're keeping other people from experiencing great product. I'm so glad, man. I'm so glad. I'm glad it fixed, man. And I hope I was helpful in assisting you in that, by the way. Because you don't reach out to me too much, man. You're part of the masterclass. You have free access to me, Their toolkit failed miserably in the States. What is their toolkit, Hookah Buzz? What do you mean by that, bro? By the way, guys, we're less than 1 minute away from hitting the 2-hour mark. We're at 19 seconds. What do you mean by toolkit? And 2 hours, I think. Somebody confirm. What's the time in PST? We put the calls on 8:38 p.m. What time is it? I don't have my cell phone in front of me. I'm live with it. I don't even know how much longer the live stream is going to go. Like how many minutes I have in my charge. Let me see if I can find a plug. But Akash, tell me, what do you mean by their toolkit failed miserably? What do you guys think about the calls, guys? 2 hours into the session. Too much obvious, no one of these niggas can't keep up. So saying yes to a feature just means I'm about to eat lunch, bitch. I'm going for it, no never shall he punt. I'm the one and you can be sure. Speaking of beachfront, I'm kicking my feet up while I write this is somewhat tropical. Supposed to be relaxing, this passion makes that impossible. Supposed to be relaxing, this passion makes that impossible. All right, guys, I found the cable. Shout out to Hookah Junkie Lounge for hooking it up. Thank you so much. Where's the thing? Hold up, guys. There it is. Sorry, found it. Plug this in. Boom, it's charging now. Thank God, we did it. Now we have some more time. Toolkit means a planned narrative directed towards a certain event, mostly funded by Central Master. Yeah. Alpha Cane Mint, does it really taste like the old Cane Mint? You remember? No, it doesn't. It just tastes like a slightly different Cane Mint. Guys, what time is it in the Pacific time right now? Somebody help me out. Yo, Anthony, how you doing, bro? What's going on? I'm testing the calls. We passed 2 hours of the same two cubes, I think. I need to confirm the time. Anthony, what time is it, bro? If you could help me out. Somebody give me a timestamp. You guys see these clouds? 2 hours in with the same 2 cubes? Oh no, it's not 2 hours yet. We got 5 more minutes. Yeah, but when I put the coals on and when the live started, it's 2 different numbers. I put the coals on at 8:38 p.m. I think. No, I put the coals on 38 minutes into the session. I don't know. I think we have a little more than 2 hours. I think we have like 10 more minutes to go. No, we have a little bit more. But the calls are kicking ass. It's still hard for 5 more minutes. Yeah, I mean, like I said, guys, it's capable. The calls are capable of 2 hours. You know, the truth is, guys, the calls went through a lot of shit. This particular provost is the one, like, I'll show you. This particular provost has no gap. You see that? It has no gap. So the calls, the first like 30 minutes, the coals actually turned almost fully black. So the coals, not only did they had to last 2 hours, but they had to turn red again and then continue to last 2 hours and perform the part anyway, and they did. I didn't replace the coals. I didn't change them up. I showed live them lighting back up, even though they were suffocated from air because of the provost, this faulty one right here. I think it was 8:38. I don't even, you know, guys. I've been sitting down and staring at the screen for almost 2 hours or more than 2 hours. So I think it was 8:38. No, I know because it was 38 minutes into the session. I know that for sure. So we have like 4 more minutes left, almost. So we could just go by the session time in the live stream. Excuse whoever is watching this afterwards. I'm so sorry. It's just I wish I had I should have brought my iPad or something to keep time. I don't even have my watch on me. Like, she just brought my watch. I didn't. I'm sorry, guys. So excuse the discrepancy and my apologies regarding that. But we're gonna be we're gonna be we're gonna continue to keep going. I mean, it's still smoking pretty good. And the flavor is so good, guys. We're like only like 90% of the original flavor. Hookah Buzz, what did you think their toolkit was that you say failed? It's starting to die out a little bit. Let's see if I could bring him closer or something. You made sales that's widely recognized as positive by more than 95%. What are you referring to now? You're talking about different things. Gosh, I'm not confused. We talking about the bowl, the brand? I'm not sure what you're. We were talking about Tangier's toolkit a second ago. So yeah, hey guys, at this point it's dying out. And I would put a fresh batch, like one new cube at this point. Talking about the bowl now. Yeah, we're talking about the Coles and Tangiers a second ago, but of course they tried real hard to defame. They were magicians. They didn't even bought the bowl, but through meditation techniques, they could judge the bowl. Yeah, that's funny to me, right? Somebody did the same thing in the UK. They posted a picture of the Coles. It was a banged up box. Some of the Coles looked like they were chipped up a little bit, and yeah. Well, it's 10:37 now. We got one more minute. Let's see. You guys be the judge, honestly. It is dying down already. Like this is the end of it, you know. But the fact that it's lasted this long so far and still flavorful and good and making bigger clouds than most people. All right, 10:38. We did it, guys. Let's see the Coles officially. 2 hour mark. This is what the Coles look like at the 2 hour mark. That's what's left of them, guys. Nice and red. These are the ones that were kept. These are the ones that were kept on the side of the tray. Tiny little embers. And these are the ones that were on the Provost. As promised, guys, 2 hours in, they last. Now that I ashed them, let me take another puff and see how they do. See how they do at 2 hours. And then I want you guys' opinion, whoever's watching, what you think about the Coles and how they perform considering everything we've gone through. Hey, how you doing, sweetheart? Come here. Hey, everybody. This is Pixie. This is Pixie. Hey. Say hi, Pixie. Now that I ashed them, they're a little bit better. I don't know why my gimbal is tripping balls now. Whatever. There you go, guys. 2 hours. We did it. What do you guys think about the ARKA Coles, guys? What do you guys think about the ARKA Coles? I'm gonna put that down. I need fresh coal. I need a new bowl. They hit my vape a little bit. But yeah, you guys saw it. You know, they hit 2 hours. That's even if they're like at an hour and 55 or an hour and 57. I mean, that's within that range. You know, and considering the fact that they turned black at some point, that did not help with the longevity. That's due to the Provost, of course, the faulty Provost top that had no gap between the tray and the Provost. You guys, if you guys are in the know, you guys know that some Provosts have no gap. That's a bad one. If you ever get one brand new, don't light it up. Like test it, like put it on the Provost tray. See if there's a gap. There should be a gap, like at least 2 millimeters, about that big. Um, and if there isn't, call the brand, call the vendor, and ask for an exchange because that one is not going to help you because there's no airflow in that one and it'll suffocate. So that's what happened in this case. In this instance, the coals suffocated. They turned almost fully black. But I tilted the top. The coals lit fully red again within 2 minutes or so. And then even with that big hindrance, they lasted 2 hours. And you guys saw it. You guys were here and you saw it. All right, guys. With that, it's time for me to end the stream. Thank you guys for being part of this, whoever stuck around from start to finish. I appreciate it fully. It wasn't easy. But it's right here. It's here for the world to see. And I just want people to understand that there's more things that we're working on at ARKA than superficial things and online internet drama things. We're trying to change the game and create products that impact, products that change the game, and products that help you get better sessions. Whether it's ease of use, whether it's saving money by using less pieces of coal for a 2 hour session, or whether it's creating bowls and HMDs that do more for you than any other product in the market. All right, guys, with that, thank you for being here. I appreciate every single one of you. God bless you, as always. Deuces.